Hey, what's up there, YouTube? How you doing? Just sitting out in the car, and all of a sudden the storm rolled in. It's raining pretty good out there. Not real hard, but it's getting there. I guess we're getting the storm that flooded everybody out everywhere else. We've been pretty safe in Delaware. Knock on wood. Oh, that's plastic. I was knocking on the dashboard there. Serious. There's a hell of a lot of flooding going on. I believe it's in North Carolina, again, Kentucky. All these different places are getting hit. And the other day I had somebody on my channel. We had a discussion about whether this is manipulated weather, which I truly believe, or is it just climate change? Well, Doc, you know who you are. Like I say, I think you're wrong. I don't, some of this may be man-made, whatever, like just happening or whatever you want to call it, but some of this is intentional. A lot of this is intentional. Our government has been messing with the weather all the way back. I mean, technically, you go back to like 1901 and stuff. They were hitting the clouds with silver nitrate, rocketry and stuff to make it rain on farms and shit. Maybe not quite that far back, but pretty darn far, close to that time period. And I guess fireworks, silver nitrate's in that too. You ever notice how it rains after a fireworks show sometimes in the area? Well, anyway, the deal is that was just early stuff. They got shit that would blow our minds, and all these white lines in the sky aren't natural. The ones that are behind the plane, if they don't break up and dissolve after a while, like water vapor would, they're just hanging up there, and then they're spreading out like cotton candy or something, or a blanket of insulation holding in the heat or whatever. Which is, I think they're doing it intentionally, changing our climate. So yes, there's climate change, but it's done by man. It's done by these billionaires and these scumbags that are trying to own everything in the world and basically play God, changing everything, taking things out of balance, so they can sell you another product. It's that's their everything in their world, is to keep you needing the next thing. It's Hegelian dialectic or something. They create a problem and eventually they solve the problem. Meanwhile, you're paying them the whole time, or they're completely in control. That's the whole thing with these sick assholes that are manipulating everything including the stock market and everything, the money. They're in control of everything because they're gods with a little g. They are literally probably fallen angels in human bodies, a lot of them, or at least controlled by that, because it's so important for them to have control. They have billions of dollars, a lot of these guys, and yet it's not enough. What the hell more do they need? There's some real sickness, not a sickness of mind or body, it's of their soul, because it's also an extremely selfish way to be, and they're the ones, if you want to blame something on climate change or whatever you want to call it, it's these frickin' scumbags. And here's the kicker. How do I know that to be true? Because all these companies that own these big platforms that we're videotaping on, like YouTube, Rumble, whatever, and many others, they're being paid by other billionaires to censor. You can't even talk about chemtrails a lot of time. I mean, come on, what are they doing? Why are they hiding everything? And it goes far beyond chemtrails. I mean, there's so much to talk about here that I can't just go one point to the next. I'm all over the board because there's no way I can ever finish talking about the shit that goes on. But everybody knows it to some degree, or, well, I wouldn't say everybody. A lot of people are still so asleep, still not even opening their eyes, still don't get it. But you know what? When you've been on the planet as long as I have, and you remember as a child, lying down on a grassy hill and looking up at the clouds, nothing looks the same. Nah, it doesn't. Like, these are manipulated clouds. manipulated weathers. We had 26 tornadoes blow through, I can't remember where that was from. It wasn't Indiana. It was just the other day. It might have been in Kentucky. Someone was telling me, and that was within an hour. 26 tornado warnings happened all over there, and many others. And now they got things called fire tornadoes. And of course you have somehow, fires break out, like out in California, and cars sit there and melt down, but there's a tree or something next to it, doesn't even burn. That's called direct energy weapons. They're using all kinds of shit. And then there's a NexRad or there's some other Doppler weather that thing that they're actually using to manipulate. HARP, you got HARP, all kinds of different ways of playing around with our shit. And they don't have the right, by the way. That's what pisses me off. They're playing God. They're experimenting on us and with everything, and including the other things, the shots and killing off your chickens in your backyard because they might be infected with this or that. I mean, these people want control over it. They don't want to give you anything. That's why they pick on the Amish. The Amish are self-sufficient. They don't need to be on the electric grid, none of that. So they're hassling them. These people are sick. They are the disease. They need to be removed from the fucking planet so we can all live at peace, Go after the billionaires and kick them to the curb. They're the ones that are destroying our planet. Anyway, I got to get going. I'm just a little rant there about climate change and other things. Have a good one, YouTube.